Earlier this year, Paul started to mention a young woman who worked at the supermarket where he had been doing the weekly shop for himself and his elderly mother. He was a regular and therefore a fairly familiar face. It's no surprise that a member of staff may say hello or give him a smile. That is likely what this girl did. Paul decided that there was a spark between them. Again, the girl was in her early 20s. He made videos in which he talked about how he felt that she was definitely attracted to him. Part of this was to make the girl we talked about in episode 1 jealous, but it was obvious that he saw this new girl as a possible fallback plan if nothing ever happened with the other girl. This is the level of Paul's delusion. We can pick up the story with Paul himself.
Tesco's slogan is "Every little helps," and yet in this case, it could more easily be "Every little liar." A month ago, I was there as usual on a Friday afternoon, as is my habit, doing my shopping. And then I was approached extremely aggressively by the store security guard, who accused me of having been taking pictures of a young girl, as he described her, in the store. I had done no such thing, and so I angrily denied having done so. Indeed, I hadn't even taken my phone out of my pocket during the entire visit at that point, as it was my habit to check my shopping list on my phone when I had finished, to see if I had missed anything.
What Paul says here makes no sense and makes the whole situation more suspicious. Nobody makes a shopping list and keeps it in their pocket or on their phone in their pocket for the entire shop and then checks it after they have finished. This is Paul though, and despite his extremely high opinion of himself, he is not the sharpest tool in the box.
This security guard demanded that I show him my phone. I told him no. I had done nothing wrong, he had no evidence to show that I had, and he was a security guard with no power whatsoever to demand anything of me. It didn't actually occur to me at the time, but it did soon after, once I'd calmed down. But even if I had taken pictures in the store, there is no law against taking pictures in public places.
Paul spends a lot of this video explaining that the thing that he did not do is not illegal. Much more time than he does protesting his innocence, which also seems like a red flag. We have cut most of this from the video, as it is just Paul giving the statistics on how many photos and videos are taken in public each year.
But this bloody security guard told me to stay where I was, as he was going to fetch a manager. So he went off to fetch this manager, and I decided that I'd had enough of this, and abandoned my nearly full trolley and made for the exit. At the exit, the security guard was there again, along with a phalanx of staff, all watching me as if I were a criminal. The security guard told me I couldn't leave. I told him that yes, I could. He had no authority to try and prevent me, that I knew my rights, and that I was going to leave. But as I got to my car, he was then joined by a manager. She angrily accused me of the same non-crime. But then this manager gave away who my accuser was. It was a colleague, she revealed. So this young girl was, in reality, an adult employee of Tesco's. And so I left. I just drove off. Indeed, I went to Sainsbury's to do my shopping again. But that night I wrote an angry letter to the manager of Tesco, making all of the points made here. By then I had also come up with a theory as to who my accuser was. Suffice to say that hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. Not that I had actually scorned her, but then we are in the realms of fantasy all round here anyway.
At this point, Paul has been given enough information to know that it was a female employee of Tesco who had made the complaint. With this information, Paul had not only decided which member of staff it was, but the reason she had done it. He truly now believed that the young employee felt scorned because he had not asked her out. This is how Paul's mind works. What actually happened is that the employee had been made aware of the videos Paul had been making about her. She was likely horrified. Paul himself had mentioned in his videos that the girl had gone from being pleasant and chatty with him to ignoring him and scowling at him on his recent visits to the store. He has since removed all of the videos in which he talked about her. It doesn't take a genius to work out what happened, but Paul's head just refuses to accept rejection and creates its own narrative. The only fantasies going on here are in Paul's head.
Tesco received my letter and say they have been conducting an investigation into my allegations. Are Tesco in the habit of having their staff angrily confront their customers for not doing what they are perfectly entitled to do anyway? Just to ram home the point, there is no law against taking pictures or videos in public places.
Yet again we have Paul strongly defending an action he claims he did not commit.
Tesco were contacted to see if they could offer a little help about the actions of their staff. They've taken about a month to investigate, but have thus far offered no further comment. And I've just got fed up of waiting.
At this point, people are playing with him, but he is too naive to realize it. He has picked up a few subscribers, but still does not realize that people can now find him on social media. People are watching his videos repeatedly to wind him up and sending letters to him pretending to be from Tesco.
My contact details got into the hands of the person who made the complaint about me in the first place. So that was probably an administrative error too, I expect, wasn't it? And so I complained about what had happened. And the young girl to whom they were referring was in fact an adult and a member of their staff. They let that slip when I was arguing with them. She had made a fictitious complaint about me for reasons best known to her, but which probably fit into the hell hath no fury category.
Here, Paul doubles down on his theory that this entire situation was caused because yet another girl in her early 20s was upset because a 60-year-old man who shopped at the store where she worked had not asked her out.
What I did know, however, was that I had that day received an Instagram message from this woman. She had somehow got my contact details. Thus, Tesco had breached data protection laws. Thus, Tesco and that manager had committed a criminal offence. We don't know each other, and so there was no way she could have found me on social media otherwise. And so this manager who phoned me had clearly given her my personal information. There is no other way this could have happened.
Paul clearly does not understand social media. He is too stupid to realize that the change in the attitude of the girl was because she found out about the videos. He is too green to realize how easy it would have been to find his Instagram account. He has made himself an easy target.
I had seen the woman who accused me, and she gave me an odd look. She seems to be angry or upset with me for some reason, but I really don't understand why. I barely know her. I still don't even know her name, but for some reason she took it upon herself to accuse me of something she knew I hadn't done and identified me to the security guard.
Perhaps Tesco Kidderminster is a rogue store full of incompetent managers, vengeful girls upset that customers haven't asked them out, and security guards who don't know the law but nevertheless think they have the right to question customers and demand to see their phones.
It seems more like Tesco had a customer who was a naive, desperate old stalker who lives with his mother on a residential park and has no job but walks around with an air of superiority, thinking that women 40 years his junior are falling in love with him all over the place before punishing him for leaving them scorned. We have reached the end of another video. Please join us for part 3, where we will look at Paul's late-night trips to the area where the girl from part 1 lives and his numerous broken promises to stop doing it. Please like, subscribe and share. Let's keep an eye on Paul together.